Hey, what is going on, Leos? Butcher. It's a good day. It's a good day. I gotta learn to sit up straight. I get slunched over all the time. Doesn't do me any justice. Anyway, Bush Tarot here. I'm gonna do your December read. It is a general read. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I actually had a few comments now that I've noticed about people wondering what sign they should watch. Should they watch their moon, their sun, their rising, or their Venus? Honestly, the best advice I can give you is to pick one tarot reader and watch all four or whatever, because sometimes, like mine is, I'm a sun and moon in Sagittarius. So sometimes you're not going to be watching four, you watch three or whatever. Some people are triple. So, I mean, but what I suggest is watching all the same with the same reader. And then doing so with other readers and to find out which, resonates with you. Because I honestly, myself, I have different readers that I watch for different signs. So it's just a good way to do it. Like I said, if you have a favorite reader, just watch them. Watch all those signs and just see what resonates the best with you. I mean, that's just my advice. Take it for what it's worth. I'm using the Pulp Tarot. I got this the other day and I absolutely love it. With all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what is going on for Leos? What message do we have for Leos? What is coming in for Leos? All right, Leos. So the first thing, Leos, I feel like this is someone that you already know. I mean, we start off, we have the Six of Cups. I feel like this is someone that you already know and you have a history with this person. This could be a past flame. It could be an ex. I definitely feel like there's a lot more of a connection that you have with this person. So I do feel like there was something substantial you had with this person before, but I feel like this person played a lot of games in the past. And not so much as a player, but more like I feel like they just played too many damn games. They never really showed up for you. They were kind of hit and miss. I feel like there was some immaturity in this person. But one thing I see, I feel like this person has changed drastically. I feel like this person made a lot of huge changes in their life. And I feel like, we have the Death card. That huge transformation. The Six of Wands. All those transformations are bringing big changes in this person's life. And one of the things that has become very apparent to this person is I feel like this person has regret. Because they had something special right in front of them. They didn't see it with that Two of Swords. I feel like they didn't realize how good they had it. they didn't realize how special not that you were, but I feel like they didn't realize how special your connection was. They kind of took it for granted. But these big changes is causing this person to see things in a different perspective. It's, I know I've said this before, but it's like meeting the right person at the wrong time. I don't feel like they were ready then, and I feel like if they would have pushed through, or if you would have pushed through with that connection, it would have just ruined it permanently. I feel like this person just didn't have what you wanted at the time, or wasn't offering what you wanted at the time. But like I said, I feel like we have the world card. I feel like, things coming full circle. One of the things I see with this person is that gain and balance. They know what's important, they know what they want, and they know, that's the thing. Sometimes we have what's special in front of us. Sometimes we have all the things we need in front of us. If we're too stubborn or too blind to see it, it's not going to matter. And maybe you did see it. I feel like you did, but like I said, you just got tired of them. Tired of them not showing up, tired of them not giving you what you want. And I feel like there's a part of it that was a little painful, because I feel like it felt like a failure. It wasn't a failure. It wasn't the end. I feel like the world, the universe brings us back together to the people we're meant to be with, and sometimes we meet them at the wrong time. But what I do see moving forward with this person is I do see this person coming back. Like I said, they're coming back to reclaim the throne. That Knight of Swords, quick moving energy. The Nine of Swords in reverse. It's all about, moving without fear. This person, their biggest fear is losing you again. Their biggest fear is not being with the person they're meant to be with, and now they're accepting all those things they weren't ready to accept before. It's that fearless energy, and they're gonna come in quick. And I feel like one of the things I do see is, don't be surprised this person makes a grand gesture. Like, I feel like they might go a little bit much, but I feel like it's all good. I mean, they're going after what they want. They're reaching out and grabbing you and trying to grab you and hold on. And they're not going to let you go again, because now, like I said, I feel like a lot of things have changed, and one of the things that have changed with this person is they weren't emotionally mature before, but I see that, they are now. They know what they want. They want to make you happy with that Sun card, and I see a lot of happiness for the both of you. I see this person chasing you. Even if you say no, I feel like this person isn't going to give up, and I feel like you're going to enjoy that. Because this person is going to make you really feel wanted. They're going to make you feel needed. They're going to make you feel special. I mean, like I said, I feel like you had a strong connection with this person, but I feel like it's nothing to what you're going to have now. Being on the same page, having someone that puts in the work, shows up, someone that's not fighting this connection. I feel like there was a lot of self-sabotaging going on before, some self-destructive energy, because I feel like they always knew they had something special with you, but I feel like they weren't ready to accept it. But like I said, they're coming back. We have the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Swords, breaking down those walls, not keeping you out anymore. No hidden agenda, no bullshit, no trying to convince you of something that isn't real. Everything this person is going to say to you is straight to the point. We have the Queen of Swords, that honest, blunt energy. They didn't say what they wanted to say before, and they regretted that, but they weren't ready to say it. Like I said, this person has changed a lot, and those changes are only going to benefit you in your future with this person. I feel like you always had a good friendship with this person, but I feel like it's going to be so much more now. We also have the Nine of Cups, filling up your cups. They just want to pet the lion. They were afraid to pet the lion before. They seen you in all your lion and lioness glory, and they were afraid to pet you. They weren't ready. But I feel like they made the changes. You know, they made a lot of big changes. There's a huge transformation in this person. One thing that hasn't changed is what they, you know, you're still what they fantasize about. You're still in their dreams. They still dream about you. Um, you know, even when we know exactly what we want, and I feel like I said, now, and even then, I feel like they knew what they wanted before. They just didn't know how to get it. You know, and that happens when somebody's very immature as well. Is what happens is they keep thinking about how they can get what they want. But what the biggest thing about getting what you want from someone is making sure you're giving them what they want. That's a surefire way to make someone happy, is giving them what they want. You know, and like I said, if your goal is to be happy with someone, you want to make them happy. You want to be there for them. You want to show up for them. You know, when they do something for you, you want to appreciate it. And I feel like they couldn't appreciate you before, but they can now. They will now. Like I said, those big changes, everything has changed in their life, but one of the things that stays the same is, I mean, you're that constant. And like I said, don't be surprised if this person comes back with a huge gesture to get back into your good graces. And even if it doesn't work, that ain't gonna stop them. I just see them keep coming back and back. You know, they fail, they're gonna come back again because they know what they want. And they're not gonna let, you know, someone special to them get away again. I do get the feeling that even when this connection that you had with them in the past, I feel like even then they knew they were screwing it up. You know, it's like if you've ever been in a situation where you're saying things and as you're saying it, you know you shouldn't be saying it, but for some reason your brain doesn't have brakes. So it's like it just keeps coming out. You know, it just, I feel like that's what this person is in not only speech, but in action. I mean, sometimes the right person, sometimes the person we need the most, sometimes the person we want the most is right there in front of us. And sometimes we can't see it. Either because we're not ready to see it, we don't want to see it, or, you know, for countless other reasons. With this person, we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Got some Cancer, some Pisces, some Scorpio with that Death card. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. That's the thing. Sometimes we have everything we want right in front of us. And sometimes we're just too stupid or blind to see it. You know, we all make mistakes. You know, it's not about the mistakes that you make. It's about learning from them so you don't make them again. And I feel like this person learned from their mistake. And I don't see them doing it again. Like I said, I feel like this huge transformation. Like I said, they changed a lot. And I feel like they're finally ready for something more. But that's the thing. It's, you know, when you're 18 years old and if you meet the person of your dreams when you're 18, there's a good chance you could screw that up because you're too young to realize it yet. You know, maybe you're not ready for that yet. And it doesn't mean that's not the right person for you. It just means it's not the right time. You know, it's, it happens every day. You know, I know I talk about my aunts and uncles a lot. My grandmother had 18 kids, so I got a lot of them. So it's nice because I get a nice story from a few of them. My aunt and uncle, they had 2 kids when they were young. They ended up breaking up. It didn't work out. You know, they parted ways. And they both got with other people and were with them for a few years. My uncle actually was with the one he was with for, I think, almost 10 years. They broke up. They finally broke up. It didn't work out. And now it had been at this point it's been 12 years since my aunt and uncle were together. So they started, just kind of hanging out. He'd come over. The kids were still, young enough that they're still living at home. He started hanging out more. They started doing things more together. Next thing you know, he said, I realized we're back in a relationship again. And I mean, their kids are 2 or 3 years older than me. So, I mean, and that 20 years ago. And they're still together. And they're happy. What you want when you're 20 isn't what you want when you're 30. It could be, but a lot of times it isn't. It's the same as when you look at a dating profile. This is my friend made this analogy the other day because he was on some dating service, and he said when you see a young woman and you see what she's looking for, it's a lot different than a woman that's in their 40s or late 30s. They know what they want. They've been down the roads. And it's just, that's how life is sometimes. Sometimes you meet the right person early on in life. Doesn't mean you're never going to be with that person. It just means it's probably not going to work out right now. But sometimes it does. But that's the thing. And it was a great analogy because, it makes sense. And the same as when I was young. I wanted someone I could have fun with, someone that I could be intimate with, someone that, wanted to do the things I wanted to do and have that carefree energy. But then when you have kids, when you get to that decision, like when I first started having kids, I made a decision I wanted to have kids. Like with my ex, me and her were on the same page. We wanted to have kids. We wanted to have a family. Now that wasn't where I was at when I was 20. That was, when I was 26, 27, when I decided I wanted to have kids. But I had that time. And sometimes we got to give that person that time, especially if that's not for us. We have to sow those wild oats. And sometimes people have a hard time believing that they're going to meet the person of their dreams when they're 16, 18, 20 years old. Some people aren't just ready. And that's the thing too, is that's the perspective. If you think about it, when you meet someone when you're 20, and if what you want from someone isn't what if that person is something, that person brings to the table things that you're not looking for at that point, doesn't mean you're not going to be looking for it someday. And then someday that person would be the right person. When I'm 20, I'm not thinking about being with someone that's going to be a good mother to my kids. I'm not thinking about someone that, supports me in my dreams, and I support her and her dreams and her goals. Because a lot of people when they're young, they don't even have goals yet. So how can you want someone to support them? You're not thinking about it yet. And that's the thing. I mean, I've seen it. I see a lot of it, actually, more than you think, about people that, didn't know what they wanted young. So, the best metaphor I can have is going to buy a car. Excuse me. So you go to buy a car when you're 18 years old. You want to buy a fast-ass car that looks good. Everybody's going to love it. That's what you're looking for. A lot of people. I'm not going to put everybody in the same box because some people are practical. You want a nice car. I bought a Grand Prix, my first car. Sexy ass car. Loved it. Fast. Then when you get older, your priorities change. You start realizing how much it costs for insurance for a fast car. Then you realize how much it costs for gas. And maybe you had a 2-door when you're 18, and now you're starting to have kids, so you need a 4-door. Then all of a sudden you're looking at the prices and you're thinking, okay, well, I can go buy myself a minivan. Now when you're 18, you don't want a minivan, but when you're 30 and you got 3 kids or 2 kids, minivan's great. Could do all the things you need to do. And that's the thing. Sometimes you may not fit in that person's life at a certain point. It doesn't mean you're never going to fit. What they wanted then is not what they want now. You don't see a whole lot of parents driving around in a 2-door Porsche with, kind of hard to get kids in the backseat of that. Sure it happens, but that's the thing. What you want, what's important to you changes over your life. Anyway, I think I went on about this too long. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.